What do Falcons do? Rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, the show we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, the Golden Hard Dog. So guys, just wanted to do a brief update real quick. There haven't been any more major moves for the Falcons. Our updated cap situation, we have about $26 million after a recently announced restructured DeJono Smith's contract after we traded to the New England Patriots to bring him on. So we don't have nearly as much cap space as we started. It's still more than we've had in the last 2 years combined, more or less, in terms of what's actually available. But realistically, we need to keep about $8 or $9 million for rookies to sign them. So we will keep some of that money just kind of in our back pocket, waiting until after the draft. So realistically, we have about $15 or $16 million left to spend. I do think there are a couple of spots that we need to bolster. Particularly, it would be great to get a wide receiver. Though certainly at this point, without signing anyone, it does look like we may be heading towards a draft for that. There has been some interest in Mac Hollins for the Falcons. There was some interest in Alan Lazard, but I don't think there was ever really that strong. Corey Davis has been linked to the Falcons as well due to his connection with Arthur Smith. Certainly a guy that would be a decent wide receiver or 2 or 3, but as long as we don't overpay him. And then we obviously missed out on Darius Slayton. Can't believe we missed out on him for that much money, which is kind of surprising to me. But anyways, that's kind of where the Falcons sit right now. We did make one move kind of over the weekend, which has not even popped up on the NFL free agent tracker. We did re-sign one of our corners, Cornell Armstrong, to a 1-year deal. He is a 6-year veteran of the league. He was called up to play in a near impossible situation this past year when Casey Hayward went down and we were looking for a corner to cover the wide receiver 2s for a lot of teams. He played okay. Not great, not horrible all the time, just okay. And what I mean by that is, I'm a season ticket holder. The games that I went to where he was starting, he was targeted a lot, and he gave up a lot of receptions. He, according to PFF, was targeted 46 times last year and allowed 28 receptions, so a pretty good amount of receptions overall allowed. Didn't have any interceptions. I don't have PFF Plus, so I can't really talk about all the other metrics, but anyways, not really the best player in the world, and it looked like it at times. I remember him getting beat, I believe it was in the Pittsburgh game, getting beat for a touchdown, being nowhere near his guy, so he just really wasn't a great zone player. A little bit better on man, though I do remember him having some issues staying on his feet. Maybe that's a turf issue, but I remember him falling down prominently in the Carolina game in Carolina. I remember, of course, it was rainy and cold that night. I remember him not really doing well in the Tampa Bay game at the end of the year when Tom Brady was on the field. I just remember that he did not pass the eye test, but certainly he could be a contributing special teamer. He is an okay depth piece, rotational component. Maybe he's better at slot corner than he is at outside corner. I don't know. He was asked to play outside corner, and he didn't look great. Isaiah Oliver was our slot corner last year. He's no longer on our team, so Cornell could slip into that role, or we could draft a corner. And again, Falcons for our first round pick, we've been linked to a corner, we've been linked to edge rushers, and we've been linked to wide receivers. So I'm not sure which we'll actually end up taking. I know what I want out of that group if it's the right person. I would love if Tyree Wilson fell to us to take him at 8 overall, or take who is it? The UGA player. Defensive interior Jalen Carter. Would love to take him if he falls to us as well. I know that he's had some recent issues with the law, and again, misdemeanors. I think that he didn't directly lead to anybody getting hurt, but it was a stupid thing to do, and he does have a history of traffic violations, and he should just know better in general. He's getting ready to potentially make the most money that anybody in his family has ever seen, more than most families in this world have ever seen, and I just think that he has made some dumb decisions, and that could benefit the Falcons with a potentially generational talent at defensive interior following to us. That said, we did just sign a defensive interior to go on with Grady Jarrett, but I don't know if we could pass on Carter if he actually is available at 8. over, say like an edge rusher or something like that. I really wish we had gotten Marcus Davenport for a year. It didn't work out with us on the contract. He would have been where I would have spent that other, probably about $6 or $7 million, and then had a little bit of room to sign a wide receiver. I do think the Falcons will sign some wide receiver depth here in the coming days. We may be waiting until after the draft for another round of big signings, but that's all I got for you right now. I still think we should probably look at cutting Casey Hayward to sign a solid corner, but now it looks like most of the solid corners are gone. I was hoping Darius Slay would still be available. He's no longer available. He's back with his home team with the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, guys that I would have loved to have seen stay with us, or come to us rather, that just didn't end up working out. But that's all I got for you today. Very short video. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. I'm really trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the 2023-2024 season. Let me know what you guys think about my thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, rise up.